to win. We will do everything to win the game, but Alkmaar is a very experienced team, a European football experienced team. Maybe not their age, but many are always they are always qualified for European football. 2 years ago, they played Aston Villa in the group stage. 3 years ago, they played in the semi-finals of the Conference League and lost against West Ham. 2 very tight games, losing 1-0 and 2-1. Both games they had more possession, good finishes. So, it's a very good team. Maybe one of the top, and maybe it's one of the top 4 teams in the Netherlands. Yeah, with Ajax, PSV, Feyenoord, and Alkmaar. And I watched the game Sunday, so I had time Sunday afternoon, watched the game against Sparta Rotterdam. Yeah, they won 1-0, but I think they could have been 3 or 4-0 up at halftime. Just showed how good they are. And we will have to perform on a top level to get this win. And it would make it a little bit easier if we have this win for the following 3 games. But again, it's now really take it step by step, game by game, and show the best performance tomorrow.
We spoke last week about fixture congestion, and we know that match against Arsenal will now be played on the 23rd of December. So you're not playing 4 matches in 8 days, but it still will be 3 matches in 6 days. Do you feel like that's a decent solution?
So we're trying the same that Arsenal is trying to move the Leeds game forward to Saturday, that we have 2 days between these games. Let's see. We didn't get a response until now from the Premier League. So just to have the same, the same situation than Arsenal if their game is moved. So and I think I'm always talking about also making mistakes is part of development, and I think that the EFL and Premier League didn't solve this problem before the start of the season. They will learn from it, and I'm pretty sure that next year they will have the solution before the start of the season. So maybe they needed this experience to solve it, and not to rely that this won't happen. And again, we will be ready however the fixture is, but it's so far away. We have so many games until 23rd of December that at the moment I don't care. I rely on the club that they get the game moved, the Leeds game moved to Saturday, and then let's see.
Max, it's great to see you. As a squad, you must feel in a really good place following 2 really important wins.
Yeah, we are really happy about that. We are really happy about what we've done. So ready for tomorrow also.
The defence has been such a strength since Oliver's come to the football club. How much do you enjoy playing alongside Chris and Mark in that back 3?
I really enjoy it because it's like, I won't say brothers, this is why we play well, because we have the good tactic, but we like each other, so we know also how to play together. So yeah, it's good to play around them.
And finally from me, you've got midweek matches every week up until the start of January. How are you finding this period? Are you enjoying the number of games, or are you finding it quite demanding?
No, yeah, I enjoy to play. The gaffer always say that it's good to play always. Normally you have training, but to play games is this is why we play football. We want to play games, and yeah, we are really happy and we are ready for that.
Thank you. Would our friends from ESPN like a question? Sane, thank you.
Thanks. Oliver, for us, the story of you not making it to the Europa League is quite new. You've already talked about it, I think, when the whole situation happened. Is it something that you've already processed? You're not thinking about it anymore, even though if you see the Europa League games unfold for the last couple of weeks?
No, we don't talk about it. We don't think about it. We accepted the final verdict, and it's the only thing what we can do. Makes just no sense. It's the same with all the fixtures. It makes no sense always complaining about it. We have to accept it and make the best of it, and this is what we try with the Conference League. And let's say there is always it's always in life, you can see the glass half full or half empty, and here is the same. You can complain not playing Europa League, or you can be proud that Crystal Palace plays the first time in history European football, and then it's the Conference League, and it's a great achievement. It's a huge achievement for Crystal Palace, and that's why we are enjoying it. And I think also our fans, we could see all the away games, the away stand was sold out in Norway, in Poland against Kiev, and all the home games are sold out. So we have accepted the situation.
If the situation could have been slightly different, AZ could have made one penalty more and they would also have played Europa League. So this could be a Europa League game in another world. Does it say something about the pressure that's on your team as well as for AZ, that everybody's like, okay, you guys are actually maybe good enough to play one league higher. Now you should win the Conference League. Is that something you feel?
No, I mentioned this so often. If you are a debutant, you say the same? Yeah, debutant. And I think, I don't know if this ever happened in any European competition. I just want to remind who is really thinking this. I remember when Man City played the first time Champions League after they got the new owners. They went out straight after the group stage, and I think in the second year they were third and qualified for the Europa League. It's if there's something new, you have to make your experiences, and I think it's for me it makes no sense talking about winning the Europa League, because we have to accept and respect all the oppositions. And again, Alkmaar is much more European football experience than we are, and when we see the other teams like for example Fiorentina, I think the last 2 years they were in the semi-final or in the final, and for us it's new. For many of our players it's the first time they have these 4 competitions, because here in England we have 2 cups. So we will try to win it, like we tried to win the Carabao Cup, like we tried to win the FA Cup. Last year we could do it, but on the other side, I think nobody can expect that Crystal Palace wins a trophy every single year, but we will go for it, definitely.
Yeah. You're I think it's 11 games ago that you lost your last home game in the Premier League. Can you tell us a little bit of the magic of your home stadium?
Yes, it feels like unique. It's very traditional, and it's very tight. The fans are so close to the pitch, and our fans make it really feel like home. And then I hope at least that everybody feels well when you come home, and that's how we feel when we play at Selhurst. That we feel at home, and that we can be ourselves, and we can play with all our strengths, with all our determination, and that we always get the support, and that's I think that's one of the reasons.
For you, Maxence, do you already know how to play Troy Parrott?
Sorry?
Do you already know how you're going to play against Troy Parrott, or is it just another striker for you?
With all the respect, I know we know our strength, and we more look at us, and I think we face also really good players, really good strikers in the league. So I think we will try our best to manage it.
If my first question would be, who's the striker of AZ? Would you know the name?
No.
No, so it's not important to you at all.
No, I look about us, about me, and this is the most important.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Who'd like to go? Matt?
Hi, Oliver. Just on Chaddy being back in team training, how much of a sort of psychological boost will that be for him, and how's he handled being out for so long with both those injuries, and what can you sort of expect from him now?
Now it's the most important thing that we don't talk about him every day and expect that he will be back in 1 week or in 2 weeks. He was out more or less for 1.5 years. It was in a short break where he could train with us, but of course it was a big moment for him, and everybody who had such a long-term injury, and that sometimes it helps when you are a former player. I had a few injuries in my career as well, and then you're always working in the gym with the rehab and doing your own stuff, and then watching all the other players on the pitch and having fun and playing football, and you can't. And then it gives you a boost that you can play football. That's what you want to do. That's what you love to do, and that's what you are here to do. And that's why, yes, I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that this will give him a boost. But now it's again staying patient and making step after step.
You always talk about giving players time to settle and adapt to a new country, especially young players as well. Without having that ability to be on the pitch and get to know your teammates in the same way as you would by playing, has that been harder for him, do you think? Is that something that you ever think about at all?
That's why all the injured players are in our post-match meetings, to show the way we want to play, or what we did well, what we didn't do so well, because it's not just also the players who are fit at the moment. We don't have really tactical training on the pitch. It's more on the screen, and that's why they are always involved, so that it's not completely new. After 6 months, it's the first time I hear it. No, they hear it every single week or every third or fourth day. That should help them to reintegrate a little bit quicker. But on the other side, you need the time on the pitch, you need the time with the ball, you need the time with the players, you need minutes in games to develop. And that's a little bit, but we are not the only team. I think 3 played yesterday Champions League, 3 English teams play today in Champions League, and Villa, Nottingham and us play on Thursday. So many teams are facing this with this tight schedule, no time for training. It's and you have to deal with it. And maybe this is not the best environment for developing young players, because everybody knows the more minutes they play, the better it is for their development. But at the end, for every team, it's to win games. So it's nice to say, I developed these players, but after 3 months I got sacked because we lost every single game. Nobody would pleased with this. So it's always about finding a good balance to win games, to be successful, and develop the players.
You've said before that you never give players gifts to play and minutes as gifts, and you'll only pick players when you think that they're ready to win games for you or help you win games. So how do those players who are sort of on the fringes of the team or not getting that many minutes, with your lack of training because of the schedule, how do they then show you that they're ready to win games for you?
Yeah, in the moments you get, the moments in training, the moments in the games. And let's say maybe one of the best examples was Jeff Lerma. He's not a young player, but he's 31. He just turned 31. He didn't play so many minutes, but we always could rely on him when we brought him in, and then he started, and he became a player of the match. That's it, and then that helps, because every manager will play the players who he believes are best prepared to win the next game. And again, that's the only solution, is showing up in every single training, and even if it's just 20 or 30 minutes, showing up in every single minute you get in a game. And when it's 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes. When it's 20 minutes, it's 20. And when you start, then show it. And on the other side, I think every player experienced this. So it will be the same for Maxence when he was young. And I remember when he came to Wolfsburg, he was 20, I think, at that time, from Toulouse, League 2. And I don't know if Max remembers. I remember pretty clear. His first game was a cup game against Luckenwalde. It's a team in the 4th league in Germany. You remember? After 9 minutes, he caused a penalty. We were 1-0 down. So and that's what making mistakes is part of development. At the end, we won 4-1. That's completely normal. And then he was very, very consistent and improved day by day, game by game. And then, I don't know, he made almost every single game, and we qualified for the Champions League. So that's how young players, what young players have to do: show up every training, show up every game. Not just young, everyone.
With all the fixture scheduling and talk of that, if you sort of spoke, I think, last week about, you're going to lose players for AFCON. Do you know yet when those players are going to go and who exactly you're going to lose? Okay.
It will be the African players. So there's the only ones who are, that's where it's possible, and we have 2, 3 when Chadi is ready.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Exactly.
Will you lose Chadi as well?
Let's see. You know, he didn't play for 1.5 years. I don't know if he's called up, but again, it can be maximal 3, where we definitely think Ismaila will be called up for Senegal. Uche, let's see. And Chadi is the same, so could be that 3 players are there, or at least I think 1.
Maxence, after the winning run came to an end, you've come back and started to win again. How resilient is the team, and how much resilience has the team shown since that run came to an end?
No, I think it's the DNA of this team. We have a lot of character, and this is what we showed. I remember when we lose against City last year and Arsenal, we lose 2 times 5 goals, but after we won the FA Cup. So I think this is the DNA of this team, the good spirit, and this is what we show it. What we show.
What do you think you personally learnt from those 2 games where you conceded so many goals as a team? What do you think you took personally out of those games?
I think we learned a lot with the guys we spoke, and when you forget the feeling to lose, when you lose, you are a little bit angry, and also we get a little bit more humility, I want to say, and show us that we have the quality, but we have to improve, and still put everything to win games, because it's quite difficult to win games, and this is the difference, I think.
You've played in Europe before. What can you take from playing before into now with Palace, and how have you found it playing in Europe again this season?
No, I'm really happy to play Europe, because we always play. So yes, a good opportunity, and I remember, like I said, with Wolfsburg we qualified for Champions League, but Oliver was not with us with Wolfsburg, and I'm happy to share this moment with him also. I think it's when we work well, you have this I would say gift. And this is why we want reward. Reward, So like I said, we want to give everything for this cup, for every single cups, and this is what we show again tomorrow.
And just how are you finding you've got a great relationship with the fans, especially at the end of the game, with your sort of traditional sort of fist pumping and that. How much are you enjoying that relationship with the fans? Yeah,
I really enjoy. I'm a really expressive guy. I want to say, and it's like a big family. I think they deserve it, because they follow us everywhere. So they deserve to have this relationship with the players also.
Thank you. Okay. So, Theo?
Theo Brinkman, yes, from Noord-Hollands Dagblad, Dutch newspaper. Mr. Glasner, I think in the recent years, the bigger teams quite often gave the players a rest in this phase of the Conference League. But as far as I can see, you play with more or less the strongest team every game.
Yes, we always play the strongest team, but that doesn't mean it's always the same players. So we had 5 new players against Liverpool 1 week ago at the Anfield, and we have 18 fit on-field players available. So that means it's just not possible to change 10, just even from the numbers. And so I don't know if Alkmaar is changing 10 players tomorrow, because I think that's one of the biggest teams in the Netherlands. So why should we do it? We want to go far in the Conference League, and therefore we need to play our best players.
No, I was referring to the big teams from England who played in the Conference League. I think they.
Yeah, I think you were just talking about Chelsea last year. Because I remember West Ham, when they won the Europa League, they always played the same team, because I know them, because 1 year before we played them with Frankfurt in the Europa League. And when you have a squad like Chelsea, 42 players, you can do it. If you have 18, quite difficult.
And it's also, does it also is a sign that the Conference League is very important for you?
Every game, and again, I think tomorrow there will be 23 or 24,000 Palace supporters, 2,000 Alkmaar supporters. Everybody paid for the ticket. Everybody wants to see the game, his team winning, and I think that's just what we have to do. Yeah, that's that we play with full strength and try to win the game, and again, if we think a player needs a rest, then we will give him a rest, and we did this also in the last games, but we never changed 8, 9 or 10, and I can tell you why. It's very simple. When I started my manager career, I did this. Yeah, in Austria, we played a cup game, midweek cup game, against a team from the third league. I changed 11 positions because at the weekend we had a derby. It was one of the most important games, and I thought, okay, to rest them, that everybody is fit. So we won 2-1 in the cup, awful game, and we lost the derby 2-0. And then I said I will do it never again, because everything I wanted that happened didn't happen. Yeah? So the players were out of their rhythm, the players were sloppy, the players had not the right tension, they couldn't deal with this situation. And we have had very good experience here when we played, for example, the FA Cup semi-finals 3 days before we played at the Emirates. And we played our strongest team. We drew 2-2 there, and we won 3-0 3 days later. So when we see that the player is a little bit fatigued or he needs to rest, he gets the rest. If the players are fine, and we're talking to them, and of course we're always every day in the morning we have a meeting and talking with the doctor, with the fitness staff, with the medical staff, what's best for the players. And if we think somebody needs a rest, he will get it. And if a player comes and says, so sometimes I'm asking the player, do you want to rest because you played many minutes? Usually the response is no, I want to play, and then they play.
Thank you. Any other questions? No? Yes? Could you pass them? Sorry. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Sure.
To both you, Maxence, first,
Thank you.
the schedule, the number of matches, this competition is because you won the FA Cup and get into Europe and doing well in the Carabao Cup. Does it almost feel like playing this number of matches is a punishment for doing well?
No, because like I said before, we love to play games. Of course, it's a lot of games, so you have to be more focused on small details, but we are happy to play.
And Oliver, same question to you. With that sheer number of games and having to prepare, it's a lot, and also the risk of players getting injured, the fatigue.
No, I think that's the wrong. When we see we have 2 injuries now, it's Nketiah and Rio Cardins. They're not the ones who have the highest load. So Maxence had played every single minute in our competitive games. He's fit every single training. I think he didn't miss any training. All the players who are in the rhythm are fit, and so that's. I can't, it's not about playing and playing, it's about managing the situation. Usually my experience is that more the players who are not in this rhythm get injured when they play, and that's the challenge we all have, and that's what we are talking most in our meetings about. And the second thing, it's easy to answer for me, as soon as I feel a game is a punishment, I will retire, because then it's better playing golf.
Bobby? Thank you.
Hi Oliver, do you think UEFA need to align the Champions League, Europa League and Conference League calendar, because basically the Carabao Cup problem is because the Conference League has a game week and the Champions League doesn't?
It's a funny question. It's really I love it, because this is what I'm asked in England, and it's really funny. I was when we qualified with Frankfurt for the last 16 in the Champions League. You are invited to UEFA headquarters, all the managers of the last 16, and you're talking about all this. About all the fixtures, and this is when they introduced that they will change, when I was there, that they will change the format of the Champions League. And I remember then I said, yeah, but then there are 2 more games in the group stage. Yeah, and everybody's talking, we don't want more games. You know what was the response of UEFA? Was, yes, but in their countries they play 2 cup competitions, maybe they have to cancel one. So it's everybody shows to the other federation. And that's what I said so often. What I would prefer is they sit together, talk about it, and find the best solution for football and for the players. But I think I won't see this in my manager career, because we had the Club World Cup, and it's always more, and I heard the World Cup now should be 64 teams, whatever. So it's always more and more maximizing money. It's not about the welfare of the players. It's not about talking together and find what's best. Everybody's just looking at himself to maximize the money, and that's the situation. Because I think now we can say it's the UEFA schedule. It was clear this week before Christmas there is the Conference League played. And it's clear, 99%, that the English participant will play there. So why fix the Carabao quarter-final there? Why? I just don't understand. Again, it was clear. And then I think, maybe somebody corrects me, there is a hierarchy in football. So it's the UEFA games, it's the Premier League games, and then I don't know how it's FA or EFL or it's on the same level. And then if there is an UEFA game day, you can't say we played a quarterfinal. This just shows, you know, and England is not alone, and Europe is not alone on this planet. So let's talk together. But again, it's maybe more wish than it really happens.
And are you expecting FIFPro to raise any concerns about the game? Because obviously they suggest...
No, I told you. They were sitting together. Yeah, it's nice. So we can sit together every day and talk about it if nothing happens. You know, it's nice to talk, and they have to find a solution. And then it's always a suggestion. Yeah. If there is a suggestion on the street, you know, you should drive 30, but if you drive 50, it's okay. What do you think what would happen?
Fine.
Exactly. So again, then you have to make a rule, you have to make a law, and sit together and say, for the welfare of the players. And again, when you, because you have seen Matt Turner trained with us now for 10 days because he wanted to stay fit for the international break. And in the USA, they didn't make the playoffs with New England. And he told me it's a law that every player has to be 6 weeks off. Has to. You're not allowed to train. That's a law. And then it is. He said, if you make the finals, you're struggling with your preseason because the players are not allowed to train within 6 weeks. And if you say the same, the players are not allowed to play within 72 hours, as it is suggested, they will find a solution. They will, definitely, believe me. But as long as they don't have to, and this is, let's say, a little bit human being, then you always try to find the easiest way. And that's how it looks for me. It's not finding the best way, it's finding the easiest way.
And can I just ask what the benefit is of moving the Leeds game to the Saturday? Because you'd still have the two-day gap between the Conference League and the Leeds game.
Yes, but it's for us that we have the same situation than, for example, Arsenal has, our opposition has, whereas we don't have the same than Leeds, exactly. But this we don't have as well if we play Thursday and Sunday. We don't have the same prerequisites, you say like this? Yeah, prerequisites like Leeds, so we have to accept that it's a little bit different, but then we want to have it at least the same than Arsenal. That's why we try to move it.
Okay, thank you. Are there any others? Do you have one more? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would also like to talk about football a little bit more.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I was wondering tomorrow, or if you play AZ, who do you want to have ball possession more?
I want to win. As I mentioned, Alkmaar had more possession against West Ham because I had a look. Usually they are a possession team.
Is that something that you prefer, since your style of football, you like to defend? You're also playing against opponents in the Premier League, obviously, that are better than you are. Well, in the Conference League, you might be one of the best teams, so that might be.
No, we have to prove that we are one of the best teams. You know, on the paper, maybe. But if we played Kiev, we had more possession. We did very well. Against Alkmaar, again, it's a game. It was almost 70 to 30 possession. It was 17 to 44 shots. They had until their goal was the first touch in our box, was coming from a mistake we made. So, but we missed too many chances to win the game. Yes, I like to have 100% possession and winning the game. That's the best because then you control it. But the game there is always an opposition. Yeah, and Alkmaar is doing well, and every team is preparing, and every team can play football well, and football is not just possession. I know in the Netherlands especially it's a lot of about possession, but I was more impressed from Alkmaar's intensity, how they pressed against Rotterdam. They pressed every single ball when they played back to the keeper. The striker was sprinting there and all the others were following him. I was impressed about that much more than about their possession. Their 4-3-3, very fluid midfield and inverted winger. So it's, you know, I know it from since Arjen Robben played. So it's not new, but the way they pressed, the way they defended, the pressure they made on the opposition, that impressed me. And then, and because it's having just possession, you also need to win the ball back quickly, because otherwise the others have a possession. If you want to have a high percentage of possession, you should win the ball back quickly. And even when they build up, you have to make pressure to win the ball, otherwise they have possession. So it's, you never can separate it, and that's what, again, impressed me when I watched Alkmaar, that they have a very good balance between own possession and also making pressure.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. We'll leave it there. Cheers.